Welcome back to another vlog. I hope everyone is doing well. So, as you can see, out for the first fucking walk of the day. Kitty, I am going to update you quickly. So, deloaded 4 days. Lovely, needed. Took a step back, you know, just to recoup after 8 weeks of just fucking battering myself. And you start to realise after taking 2 or 3 days off, shit, I probably should have taken, I probably shouldn't have pushed myself the way that I did. But I love it, you know, I love pushing myself to my boundaries because that's what life is all about. You've got to push the boundaries, right? And there's a reason why there's boundaries there in the first place. So, feeling good, feeling fresh, ready to get stuck back in. I am going to put a new training split in place, which I'll go through in today's video, just to cover through a few bits and bobs in terms of just improvements and changes and the things that I want to work upon in this next sort of growth phase that we are going into. We are heading to Alicante on Monday, so probably by the time this vlog comes out, I will be there. And we're looking at properties. So with our long-term agreement that we need with our visa, we need a long-term rental, which I've never really rented much in my life before. So the hard thing about renting in Spain is that obviously we've got 2 dogs, and one dog is a fucking 50-kilo German Shepherd. So when they ask you how many dogs you've got and what dogs are they, you send through a photo and they're like, it could be the cutest, we send through like the cutest photo of the dogs looking all like harmless and all that sort of shit. And they're just like, nah, we're not interested. And I'm just like, fuck's sake, which is understandable, right? You know, I understand someone's renting out their property, and I'm sure you guys who may be watching this have rented your property out or have properties that you rent. You would probably turn your nose up a little bit at seeing a 50-kilo hairy German Shepherd, which is bouncy, fun, and not that Diesel's untrained, because obviously you guys see on the vlogs he's very trained. A lot of people obviously judge him by his looks, right? And you know, I can understand if even though I was like renting a property myself, fucking, if they told me, oh, we've got 2 dogs, one's a really big German Shepherd, I'd probably go, not too sure about that, you know, I'll be the exact same. So I understand it, but we have 3 viewings, which is really exciting. So I'm going to document that and bring the camera out with us and get a few vlogs whilst we're there, because I want to document the process and show you what our plans are, because obviously December is coming around very, very quickly, and that's when we are planning to move. So it's been fucking tricky, guys. Like, the visa situation is not easy, and I've bitten off a lot more than what I can chew, but that's just standard Georgie boy. Leaves everything to last minute and gets there, I'm like, fuck. But I've reminded myself that this is going to be so rewarding once we get over the other side. And I put a post up on Instagram, which I would love you guys to go and view if you get an opportunity. And it's all about like taking risk. And one of the big reasons why I'm taking risk, one of the reasons that I'm taking risk is because I've found myself being very comfortable in my life. And the one thing that I promised myself is to not be complacent. And I really want to step out of my comfort zone again. And every time that I stepped out of my comfort zone, whether it's business, life, whatever, I've grown, you know, I've learned something, and that's what I want to get back into. So we are taking some big risks. We are going fucking all out, but I'm here for it, you know, and you only can learn from it. And I'm looking forward to the future and what we can bring. So make sure you head over to my Instagram and check out that post if you haven't seen it. You might fucking relate to it a lot. Anyway, that's the plan of action. So exciting couple of days, weeks coming up. I'm here for it. Let's fucking go. And that's pretty much all I've got to say right now. I don't know how to end this part of the video, but there we go. But what the fuck do I say, Georgie boy? I've been doing this for 10 years and I still don't know what to say to the fucking camera, you idiot. So yeah, I've just done it again. Right, let's just get on with the fucking vlog, all right? Actually, a pretty decent morning, to be honest with you. Isn't it? Guys, you enjoying yourself? Yeah? You enjoying yourself, Diesel? Mango, how about you? You enjoying yourself? You enjoying yourself? Everyone's enjoying themselves. Happy days, happy dogs, happy owners. That's what I like to say. When we moved to Spain, this baby is coming with me. My rice cooker is come with me, absolutely end of. The other thing that's come with me is the air fryer. The Ninja air fryer is absolutely essential. And the third thing that's coming with me is of course it's going to be Nespresso pods, isn't it? It's going to be the Nespresso machine. Those are 3 essentials that are coming with me whilst I go to Spain, because I can't live without those fuckers, all right? So using this sticky rice recently, I got it from Amazon. Green Dragon brand, in my opinion, is the best brand. Now, when you normally type in sticky rice into Google, it never comes up, because the real term for sticky rice is this word here, which I can't fucking say. Glutinous rice. Thai glutinous rice. I think that's how you say it. Glutinous. As you can see, guys, man's a bit retarded when it comes to, look, fucking failed English, GCSE English 4 times before I passed it, okay? I'm not very good. I've never have been good at that shit. I'm never good at words. Like, I remember being back in school and we used to go around and read out the register. This is how old I am, because we used to have a register where we used to tick if people were in or not. And I can never say people's last names for the fucking life of me. So me and pronunciations just don't get on well. But that's basically the rice that you need to buy if you're looking for sticky rice, especially for anyone in the off season. High carbs, this is very low volume for what it's worth. It's so much easier to get down compared to like your jasmine rice, your basmati, your long grain rices. So that's the rice that you need to get. Fuck me, I sound like a right retard in that bit, but we're just gonna run with it. You're not gonna tell from this video, but that is 150 grams of raw weight rice there. And it's so much smaller in terms of the volume than what I usually would have with jasmine rice. It goes down so much easier in the off season, especially when you push in 600, 700 grams of carbs, you know, like you don't want to be chonging on fucking loads and loads of rice because it does get sickly and boring. But that's a decent portion for me. I can get that down quite easily, no problems at all. So just wrapped up the pre-workout meal. This is the same shit that you've seen fucking on this channel for God knows how long now. And what I say, you know, with the pre-workout meal is just like, the last thing that you want to do with your pre-workout is like chop and change what you are eating. Like you just want to really keep it very consistent. I always just stick to what works, because there is nothing worse than eating something different and it just sits different, and then you go and try and train and then you're not able to train because your stomach is so fucking full and you're bloated, and hitting a heavy hard set and your stomach is just like not, just, we've all been there, you know, that sort of feeling, it's just not there. And then you start yawning, you're lethargic, and oh, God knows, it's just a recipe for disaster. So yeah, like, stick to what works. It is boring, it is the same old shit, but I fucking love that. And that's what bodybuilding is to me, it's doing the same old shit anyway, day to day. Just stick to the things that you do enjoy. Anyway, I wanted to show you quickly Mango, because she is fucking so chilled right now. She is just absolute vibe. Look at her. You're an absolute vibe right now, Mengi, and I absolutely love it. Look how cozy you look right now. Look at you, you're so cozy. Look, you're so cozy, you're so chilled. Put your head here, come on. Yes. Honestly, you are incredible. I've never grew up with Cocker Spaniels, but they are generally one of my favourite breeds. They are a mixture of everything. They are so intelligent, they are cuddly, they are affectionate, they love to play, they're just a fucking vibe. So if you're into, well, if you've never been into if you never have a Cocker Spaniel, I would highly suggest getting one, because they are one of my favourite breeds, and you're my favourite girl. You're so beautiful. I've just prepared my intra workout. Something that I'm doing a little bit differently. Can't get my words out today. Something that I'm doing a little bit differently is I've got my EAAs and I've got my carb powder in here. So there's 30 grams of carbs in this powder here, in this bottle here, and I have that like during my training session, and I just finished that like halfway through at least. So that's like 600 mil. I'll also add my creatine in there as well. And the reason for that is because I was drinking like 1.5 liters of this, and it was just taking so long to drink. Whereas when, for example, I drink this, I can get through this quite easily. So I'm guaranteed to actually utilize everything in the intra workout in that training session. And then what I'll sip on for the rest of the training session is my jug. So I've got about 1 litre water left in this jug. I'm using the Hydromax cherry one as well. So I use this in the mornings, and I'll use this during my training session as well. When it comes to all these products, if you cannot follow a fucking basic plan, like follow your food plan, like training, don't fucking bother buying this. Just stick to your plan and just be consistent with it. So many people who aren't consistent are really invested into this because they're, oh, that's new, I want to try that, but they can't follow the fucking basics. This ain't gonna do shit if you cannot follow a basic plan, all right? So make sure you follow a basic plan first. Fuck all of this. Fuck your favorite influencer that's giving discount codes and trying to sell you shit, because I'm not trying to, I buy this all out of my own pocket. Fuck all of those type of people and just follow your plan in the first place, yeah? I'm outing you. You watching this right now, you're probably like, oh shit, yeah, I probably need to follow my plan. Yeah, fucking fix up, all right, you little bastard? The Geordie boy ain't having any of that, all right? Because I'll come find you. I'm not going to, but think about me finding you and doing absolutely nothing. Also, one thing that I forgot to show you earlier, not that anyone gives a fuck, but this is for the gym bag. This is essential for the gym bag, actually. It is some liquid chalk. You definitely need some liquid chalk in your life. So yeah, ran out of this liquid chalk. I got it from Amazon. This one's the most reliable one. It's got the best reviews, so I just go with whatever one they've fucking got on there. Essential for pull days, essential for your deadlifts, essential for locking the fuck in, okay? This is absolute game changer. Double espresso going down. This mug is very fitting for me. Been having the double espressos lately. Like I said in the previous vlog, I don't go McDonald's anymore because they're fucking £2 something. I get these ones which are like 60p from Nespresso, and yeah, very, very nice and very strong. Been having these because I don't really like drinking like a full-blown coffee before I go train, because again it fills up my stomach a little bit more, and you know, I think the difference that I've been doing this off season versus previous seasons is just like controlling food volume better. So previous off seasons I would have shit tons of veg, loads of coffees, load of food volume, and my stomach would just be like constantly distended. And this time round I've been very cautious of doing that, and I felt so much better whilst I'm training, and just in general I feel like my digestion has improved, and I feel like I have able to manage my appetite a bit better now that my food is back up to pretty much where it sort of usually sits, which is around 4.5k, and I'm able to sustain this for such a longer period of time, and the longer I can do this, the more muscle that I'm going to build. So little things like that, they really do make a big difference in your bulks, your off seasons, is actually food volume and actually managing that, rather than just being in your old sort of stubborn ways. So yeah, I'm going to sip on this, get fucking working, and we're in for a training session, which I look forward to showcasing and breaking down to you. Let's fucking go. Tell you one thing that I did miss about not going to the gym, that was the actual drive to the gym. I mean, the drive to the gym, fucking love it. Get your favourite tunes on, time to lock in, what a feeling that is. So yeah, looking forward to this one today. Fucking excited to get back into it, but I'm going to enjoy this drive to the gym, and yeah, let's fucking go, you cunt. Right, this is how random my fucking music choice is at the moment, okay? So option 1 that's come up is JLS, Love You More. I saw you, thought you were beautiful. And the next song, it sounds cold. One hand on that gang, I'll knock your lights out with a piano fist. I ain't never stole a knife from the kitchen. I always got 15 inch from my sitting. It's so fucking random. I just don't know what mood I'm in half the time. Half the time I want to listen to sad fucking songs that get me emotional, and then the next song I want to listen to is fucking stabbing someone. Brilliant. Let's get in the fucking gym. Right, so before I start training, I wanted to briefly show you what I do, like warm-up wise, before I get into it. Like stretching, dynamic stretching, just activating things for me is so important. Now I'm becoming more advanced, stronger, and older as well. You know, I think many people neglect stretching, and we all could do a little bit more. Even I could do a little bit more, and I do this daily. So first thing that I do before my upper body sessions is, luckily the gym have the like these TRX, like I don't even know what they are really, to be, what are these called? I haven't fucking got a clue, to be honest, what they are, like Olympic type hoop things. And what I do is I just come here and I just like really like sit here and just stretch out my pecs before I get into it. And it's quite lazy for me to do as well. Like, this does not require much effort. All I need to do is just lean through it. I just feel it in my chest like this. Just keep my chest nice and high and just sink into it. And then I just hold that position. I take a deep breath in, and then I just blow out, and then I just go a little bit further. I can get a real nice stretch on my pecs when I do this as well. So this is the first thing that I do. I'll do this for like 2 minutes straight, just to really stretch out the pec. And my pec, ever since I've been doing this, feels so much better. Shoulders in a much better position as well. It's not rounded forward like most bodybuilders. So give this one a try if you haven't before. It's very easy to do. and you haven't got access to this, you can just do it against the wall, you know, or you can do it in a doorway or something like that. Also, another really good one that I like to do with these is stretch out my lat. So overhead, and I just like lean ever so slightly forward, and I just like sort of lean into it. And yeah, like I said, very minimal effort this. I'm just literally like just hanging my body weight here, but the stretch I get is really nice in those sort of areas. So these are just like daily stretches that you can just easily do. Again, you can just put your hand like overhead on like the top of a door frame to do this and just lean into it like that. Again, get a really nice stretch on that lat. The next one I will do is actually one of my favorite ones, and what I'll do is I'll just fucking hang from this bar. So it's easier, like if you want to build up your grip strength, then obviously do it without the straps, but what I'm doing here is I'm just like literally decompressing the spine. Ever since I've done this and just hung from this bar like that, there's like a click in my lower back that happens every single time, and my lower back feels so much better for it. Like recently I've been walking around, like going for walks, and my lower back has been like really pumped. And then I started incorporating this and just like letting my body just hang. And since then, touch wood, my lower back pumps have just gone. So I definitely feel like there was some sort of compression in my lower back from like, I don't know, fucking traveling in the car, because we're traveling here, there and everywhere. Obviously hip hinging and just general sort of overall stress over time. So yeah, come to the gym and just hang from like a fucking bar like this and just do it for like 2 minutes, and your fucking back will feel so much better for it just in general. So this is the next one that I do every single training session. I just hang from this bar. I think the best that I've done this for without getting bored now is like 2 minutes. So I'm not going to try and bore you here for 2 minutes of me hanging from this bar, but definitely give it a try. Next one I do is this on the wall like this. Fuck me, my hood's in the way. Now this one's for like the lower trap engagement. If you're like me, who have very weak lower traps, then this exercise is definitely one to give a go. So elbows are 90 degrees, you want your hands to be against the wall, you want your bum to be against the wall, you want your head to be against the wall. Ideally, you want to push your kind of belly button in towards the wall. As you can see, when I do that, what happens is I want to go like this, so I really try and pull myself back. And all I'm doing is I'm just gliding my hands up and down the wall like this. That's 1 rep. 2, and you should feel it really in your lower trap. It's a really hard exercise, especially if you've got weak lower traps like mine. Fuck me, that's seriously hard. And then generally the last thing that I would do, there's a few other bits that I've done that I've not shown you, but I can't be asked to record it all. But if you do want to see it, then obviously just let me know. The last thing I do is then put a little bit of deep heat on some areas that need a little bit more. So my left elbow has been flaring up ever so slightly, and especially as the months are getting a little bit colder now, you want to keep these areas as warm as you possibly can. So they normally have like a, you've probably seen it before on my YouTube video, like a roll-on deodorant type one. Those ones are really good, but at the moment we've just got this one, which is just the exact same, but you just need to wash your hands afterwards. So I will just apply that to my elbows just to make sure that I keep them nice and warm, and then I'll put my jumper back on after this so they're extra warm, and just make sure that everything's all good. So that's pretty much what I do on most part. Let's get fucking stuck into it. Welcome to today's voiceover. Really appreciate everyone who has watched this far into the video. And of course, I'm hoping you're enjoying all the content that we have been putting out recently as well. I've been just enjoying it, you know, just posting when I want, just what I like, and not having to sort of overthink things. It's the issue I've had with my YouTube journey, is that I overcomplicate things and think way more than what I need to, and sometimes it's just nice just to post whatever and just put whatever up regardless. So, running you through post deload. So as you guys know, I took 4 days off, 4 complete rest days back to back. What I often try and say to a lot of people coming back after taking some time off is that it does take a little bit of time to get back into the swing of things. Like, I often find when I take time off, I am so much weaker than what I was before previously. And it's kind of like, I wish I didn't deload in the first place, because I'm weaker and I'm actually quite fatigued coming back into it. When you think, well, I thought I'd be stronger and I thought I would have, you know, way less fatigue than what I usually would do. And what I mean by fatigue is that I often find like I get very fatigued during my sets. So I do like 5 reps and I'm like, oh, I could get maybe 10 or 15 here. And then I get to like 8 reps. I'm like, fuck, I'm done here. Like, this is really, really hard. So often or not, the reason behind that is just those neurological pathways. So just giving that central nervous system a bit of a kick again. You know, you often find that you can be quite fatigued quite early into coming back from the gym. And all you just simply need to do is just retrain your central nervous system to get back into what you were doing before, especially when you train to failure and you train hard on a regular basis. That's a skill that your body has to learn gradually over time. So what I typically say after taking some time off, I typically like to use this as an opportunity to drop my weight down by like 15-20% compared to what I was used to before, and just reset my form and just use this as like a baseline to build some momentum over the next sort of couple of weeks. So I often try and say to myself, look, you know, you may feel like you're taking a step back now, but in a couple of weeks you'll be surpassing the previous numbers that you did just before the time that you, or the time before you deloaded, sorry. So it may feel like a step back, but it's only going to take you a step forward. And from here you can just really connect on, you know, your form. You can also just sort of play around with a few bits. So for example, what you're seeing right now is this incline press. I decided to go on to a bit more of a neutral grip rather than a wider grip. And I found that I connect with my chest way more, you know. If I didn't do this, I wouldn't have found this out, and I would just kept on going on the wider grip and not really felt my chest. And as well as that, like the other thing that I try and avoid myself doing coming back from the gym is like going for any sort of 50-50 reps or going beyond failure. I kind of chew my own words here, because on this particular set, on both sets of my prime press, I did go for like 50-50 reps, which I probably shouldn't have done. But for me, it's very hard to gauge and that's why I don't do like reps in reserve or anything like that, because, RIR, or sorry, not reps in reserve, or what's the other one? I've totally lost my train of thought now. Fuck me. Yeah, it's very hard for me to gauge failures, basically what I'm trying to say. I also thought I'd play around with a few movements. So I decided to do this single arm lat row on the prime, and it was fucking beautiful. It was really, really nice. So I just used this as an opportunity just to sort of trial and error a few bits, really, just to get myself back into my training. I didn't actually logbook this training session because I knew I was going to be too attached to numbers and comparing where I was previously. And I just fixated on focus on just keeping the quality high, making sure my form is good, and finishing the session and actually having a very good pump. So like I said, I try and avoid training to beyond failure. Of course I train to failure. I try and avoid the 50-50 reps. And I know next week I can then, or this next particular session, I can then start to build that momentum and get things going then. So yeah, just take your time post-train or post-deload, I should say, and then you work your way up and you'll be absolutely flying. So yeah, overall I feel good, you know, my body feels a lot better. As I'm recording this right now, I feel pretty fresh. I feel a little bit sore after deloading, which is absolutely fine again. Like, I think the whole goal of deloading and resetting is to kind of creating that novel stimulus again. So, you know, when you do like a new exercise or like a new training split, you often find yourself being sore, and then often over time that soreness starts to wear off. But then when you take time off and you do the same movement pattern, you're then sore again. So it works both in favors. So yeah, something to take into consideration there. Like, soreness is, in my opinion, totally fine. So as you can see here, like, form is just like really my huge priority here. And you know what, I never really focused too much on trying to get pumps in the gym, but this fucking session I was pumped, guys. I was actually really pumped, which was rare for me, because I don't finish sessions, and again, I don't think pumps are like the everything when it comes to bodybuilding. Like, I still believe, like, you know, you've got to be getting stronger, and there's some exercises that I feel like without any effort, and there's some exercises that I have zero connection with whatsoever, and they just grow really good. So try not get too tied up with pumps and having to be pumped at the end of your training session. But if you can get a pump, then fucking happy days. It does make you feel good, I must admit. This was like the first like genuinely good pump I've had in a long time. So yeah, I don't train for pumps. I think that's really important for me to remember here. Like, I don't go to the gym just to get a pump. You know, I am focusing on good form, good stimulus, but I'm also focusing on just progressing my lifts and getting stronger as well, okay? So yeah, we're coming into, I think now, the 10th week of being on cycle. So I am up to around about 85 kilos now after my deload. So I've gained about a kilo since I've been back in the gym, which is a lot of that's just going to be like inflammation. And yeah, like, you know, I've been getting a lot of like comments on YouTube recently saying how, oh, you know, you don't look like you're on gear, or, you know, you look soft and you look watery and you don't look good. You need to reassess what you are doing. And whilst I welcome those comments and I appreciate that, you know, many people are going to think that, you know, the reality is like, guys, like, I'm a 5'5" individual, okay? And I'm not a genetic freak. I'm very much aware of that. And the reality is, like, when I bulk in my off seasons and I gain body fat, I don't look like what typically people would see on Instagram, you know? I don't hold body weight or body fat like these people. And being a shorter guy, like, when I gain a kilo, you know, it's more noticeable compared to someone who's 6'5", for example. So the reality is, like, I know like what I need to do, and that's all that matters. You know, I have the experience in the game, and I appreciate people's comments and people's opinions, but at the end of the day, nobody knows my body better than myself. And this is really important for anyone out there that, you know, is listening to other people's opinions and other people's comments on what they think you should do best, is that this is all opinions. Like, the amount of opinions that I have on my social media about me and what I do and this and that, you know, I read them and I'm like, this is just where this person's just made this up. He hasn't got a fucking Scooby-Doo. What I'm trying to say here is that I often in my bulks, and I've said this recently as well, like, I don't look amazing. Like, I don't look at myself and go, wow, like, I'm seeing those improvements. I do look at myself generally in off season and I'm like, I don't like this look. This look is very like, debatable. Like, am I making the progress? But it's not meant to be looking good. Like, I'm not at a position right now with my physique where I'm happy to maintain a lean body composition all round. If I was, then I'd probably be happy with where my physique is at, but I'm not. And that is requiring me right now to push myself and be uncomfortable and spend some time maybe not liking the way that I look in order to basically achieve that next level. And there's always a level of uncomfortableness you need to go through in order for you to grow. And if you're spending time lean all year round and looking you know, good, I think the reality is, like, you're not probably pushing yourself anywhere near as you can. So I've been doing this for years now, guys. I know what I look like on stage. I know what I look like when I'm lean, and there's going to be a time and place for that. Like, right now, I'm in the pursuit of working towards that, and I don't need to be walking around with a six-pack, because whilst it looks great for social media and pictures and, you know, validation from other people and how many likes I get on an Instagram post, the reality is that I'm here to, you know, build my physique and take things to the next level. And I know being at that body composition, which looks good for Instagram, is not healthy for me. It's not healthy. I have very little balance. I don't have as much enjoyment in my life. And for me, like, where I'm sitting right now is far more healthier for me than what I would do, you know, being contest prep lean. So yeah, if you are that type of person like me who, you know, doesn't necessarily look like amazing in their off seasons, it's cool. It's no issues at all. You're in the process of working towards a better version of yourself. And that's something that I really want you guys to remember. So I hope you enjoyed today's voiceover. Please, as always, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next clip. That was, fucking hell, my camera's slanted to fuck. Hopefully it's not gonna fall. That was a really good session. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I connected really well with exercises today. No idea why. Like, normally I don't ever chase like pumps in the gym or anything like that, but today everything just felt like really good. Even my back work felt good, which is surprising for me. I went back upstairs when I finished and I basically did those stretches that I showed you. I did them at the end as well. So I hung from the bar and I stretched my chest out. Maybe that did the job. Anyway, the first thing that you do when you leave the gym, what is the first thing you do? You wash your fucking hands, hand sanitizer, because there are dirty cunts in the gym. All right, sorry, I don't know why I'm so aggressive there. There are dirty bastards in the gym, okay? So here's my little reminder to have a little fucking sanitizer thing in your car and make sure you give your hands a good old clean before you get home and start eating and shit, because honestly, the gym, like, I swear to God, like, you can get ill from that shit, like, really, really badly. Anyway, very successful session, happy. good start back, and going to carry on the momentum moving forward. I hope you enjoyed the voiceover as well. Where are my car keys? They are in the ignition. Let's fucking get home. Let's fucking eat. Hello, my big old boy. Hello, my big old girl. Hello, my big old boy. Hello. Hello, you. Hello, you. Hello, you. Hello, you. And where my mangy? Where is she? Where is she? Honestly, there's no better feeling than coming back from wherever and the dogs are just so happy to see you. Best feeling in the world. Right, guys, I'm going to end this video here as I am in a bit of a hurry. We are heading to Spain, so comment down below camera if you have watched the whole vlog. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Of course, I'll see you in the next one.